It's official. Beleaguered oil giant BP is reshuffling at the top. Tony Hayward's being replaced on October 1st by Managing Director American Robert Dudley, who will become the company's first ever non-British CEO. Last month, Dudley was looking at wildlife in New Orleans affected by the devastating Gulf of Mexico oil spill the company's responsible for. Chairman Karl-Heinrich Svanberg spoke about the changing of the guard.
It became clear both for the board and for Tony that in going forward, in rebuilding the company's strength, in rebuilding its reputation, we needed fresh leadership.
BP has set aside more than $32 billion to cover the costs of the disaster caused by the explosion of the Macondo well on the Deepwater Horizon platform run by the company. BGC Partners senior strategist Howard Wheeldon noted that's played a role in BP reporting a record quarterly loss.
Well, it's the worst set of quarterly results from any British company at any time in the history of markets. I think so. That says it all. A $32 billion provision in one quarter for the Gulf of Mexico incident. On top of that, general performance at BP has been pretty weak.
Still, BP isn't completely cutting ties with Hayward. He's getting compensation of £1 million, more than $1.5 million in lieu of notice. And BP said it plans to recommend him for a board position at its Russian joint venture. Svanberg also denied the company caved into U.S. pressure in making its leadership change.
Well, that is not true at all, because we have been absolutely focused on stopping the flow of oil into the Gulf of Mexico. That was the absolutely first and most important thing. Now that we are not spreading any more oil there since almost 2 weeks, was the first and right moment to start to think forward.
But even if the well cap is keeping a lid on the oil leak and market analysts are satisfied with BP's announced changes, the events of the past few months have left the company vulnerable to criticism on both sides of the Atlantic. Greenpeace environmental activists who were working on shutting down BP's London filling stations in a protest Tuesday said the company needs to start looking more seriously at developing alternative and less damaging forms of energy. Karen Sloan, The Associated Press.